Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I am Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I am joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishuttle. Doug, how you doing? I heard, first, I heard you were going to do great because you were going to take the over in the NCAA championship.
And I should have listened to the inner voice that said take the over, because I went with the under.
I went with the under, too. Everyone was saying go with the under. So
boy, they just blew right by that.
Not only was my bet screwed up in the regular time. Now it went into overtime, so it was completely wiped away.
No, but it was a good game.
It was a great game.
I mean,
congratulations to Virginia.
After the first 5-6 minutes, where it was like almost like a single-digit score each side,
the kind of game everyone expected it would be. It kind of heated up a little bit.
They found their groove offensively, and it actually turned out to be one of the best college basketball games I've seen in a long time. And I don't really watch too much college basketball except for March Madness and the Final Four and all that stuff, and I actually enjoyed watching that one.
Absolutely hated the fact that it started 9:20 at nighttime 9:25. It was a weird time. It was very late. It was a Monday night. I mean, I'm not getting that.
Well,
hey, isn't it a school night? Not to sound really old.
Yeah, like they go to class. Yeah. But, just like a whole bunch of people around the country this time in the United States, I watched it a little bit more intently because I had some bets placed on it.
Yep.
And I'm not ashamed to say that I actually was not going to watch it if I wasn't going to bet on it.
Oh, well, hey, that's the whole theory behind the sports leagues getting involved in gambling. So.
Exactly. And now that the Final Four is over, the NCAA championship's over, we've got the Masters this week.
I can't wait for the Masters.
Got the NHL playoffs, the NBA playoffs are coming around the corner too. I mean, this is really one of the more exciting times for sports, and also it'll be fun to watch how the new states handle the sports betting on all these.
I got to tell you, I'm very glad, especially for the NBA, that they're done with the regular season, because trying to put bets down on the final week of the NBA was very difficult. You don't know who's being rested. There's a lot of teams that aren't motivated. They're looking forward to the playoffs, so you just didn't know where to put your money betting-wise, and that's why I stayed away from the NBA, because who knew who was trying? Who knew who was going to be resting?
I took a couple
shots.
Knows? I took a couple shots.
How'd you do?
All of them right down the toilet.
See, that's why I didn't do it.
Yeah, one of them I thought was going to be an easy one. The Sixers-Bucks game. I did the under for the first quarter, which was something like I think it was 55.5, 56.5, if I remember correctly, and they went to 60.
Yeah, well, the problem is you just don't know who's playing. I think when you're talking about the Sixers, there were some nights when Jimmy Butler wasn't playing. There were some nights when Embiid wasn't playing. There were some nights when both of them weren't playing.
Well,
so who knows?
Who knew Embiid and Bledsoe were going to have a little tussle in the first quarter?
Yeah, it got a little tense there.
That's what I'm saying. And you don't expect that in the last couple games of the NBA season, but that's what happened.
Yep. Well, it's a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. And today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today, and now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
We just talked a little bit about the Final Four, the national championships, and right at the time the Final Four was released, the American Gaming Association released some more findings from a study they did on March Madness and sports betting. So
they seem to really do this every year. This year it really picked up because of the legalization of gambling, but it's really interesting numbers.
47 million American adults were going to either bet or fill out brackets this year, according to the study.
Sure.
And then when it came to the Final Four, this is how unexpected, I guess, these four teams were. Only 10% of the betting public, these are the bettors, not the bracketeers or whatever you want to call them.
So we're talking about bettors now.
These are the bettors.
Okay.
Only 10% of the betting public still had their team in play for the Final Four out of the entire country.
I can tell you my final two teams playing for the championship on my bracket was Duke and Virginia.
I had Duke and Kentucky.
Okay.
And they, Never mind them. But
I mean, Virginia was a pretty good. I'm looking at these numbers, and I thought Virginia was a pretty good pick on my part, and it turned out to be a pretty good pick on my part. But I mean, I don't want to jump on your numbers, but
no.
Only 5% of people picked Virginia.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been an easier pick than.
Well, again, even all the way through it, even the analysts or whatever you want to call them on some of these shows that are on ESPN and Fox and CBS HQ, they didn't really have too much faith in Virginia even getting to the Final Four or the championship game, and let alone winning this thing.
Well, they had some lucky breaks on a couple of the games leading up to the Final Four and for the championship. So I think that's why people. I think they start off as a 3-point favorite, then they worked its way down to 1.5.
Yep.
Yeah, so
and they played a great game. But again, you're right. 5% of the betting public had UVA as part of their Final Four. 4% had Michigan State. I don't even know what happened to that team. They actually didn't look like they showed up in that last game that they played. They just seemed to fade at the end. 1% had Texas Tech.
Well, they were. I guess they were. If there was a Cinderella team, I guess Texas Tech would have been it. Although both of them haven't.
Wait a minute. Virginia was the Cinderella team.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I think a lot of people thought Virginia shouldn't have been there because of the lucky breaks, like I was talking about. But Texas Tech was.
Through, yeah.
It seems like everyone was putting their money on Texas Tech.
Well, this is one I was surprised at. 0.009% of the betting public had Auburn in the Final Four. No one thought Auburn was going to be in the Final Four.
Can I just assume that everyone thought Duke would be there and would be the champion?
Yeah.
Is that the majority of people?
That
or
was the majority of
bettors?
people. Yeah, that was the majority. I didn't bother putting in because everyone knew. Everyone placed a bet on Duke going to as being national champions. I know I put a bet down on Duke being a national champion, but they didn't make it. The interesting thing about the study, and I found this more interesting than the number of percentages of who picked who to finish where. All 4 of the teams in the Final Four came from states with sports betting legislation pending.
Well, hey, good.
And Minnesota, which hosted it, the championship game, is also another state with sports betting pending.
But they don't have it yet.
None of these states did.
So
all 5 of these do not.
Well, it should be interesting next year that one of the things about sports betting legislation is that, me being from New Jersey, I can't bet on New Jersey colleges. I'm wondering if that's going to change later on as, say if Michigan gets in again and Michigan has betting, will they have that provision in their law that you can't bet on the colleges in the state? So
you're going to have to wait and see if the NCAA gets a chunk of the betting before
we'll
that
see.
happens. Yeah, that's going to be the key. And one other little tidbit that came out of the study for the Final Four, nearly 6 in 10 Americans said they would find the Final Four more entertaining to watch on TV if they had a bet on it. I mean, that's common sense.
It'll make you pull your hair out more. It's I
thought that was a common sense little nugget there, but it's actually an interesting one.
I spent the night doing math. I was like trying to figure out I got the over under of 119. So I was doing math constantly, with adding up the score.
Well, I made the mistake of looking at the over under at halftime, and when they went to the half, the over under had changed from 118.5, which I had in the book I was using, to 128.5.
Oh, wow! Really?
At halftime, they had changed it that much.
Wow. Okay.
So it was very tempting to see if I could put another bet on the second half, which I didn't do, but it was an interesting switch. I mean, it changed by 10 points on that book.
Wow. Okay.
So it was an entertaining March Madness this year. I think the sports betting helped it a lot for a lot of people.
I think so.
Speaking of a sports book helping out the bettors, we have FanDuel doing something really nice for the fans of the Alliance of American Football League that got screwed over by the league folding too soon.
That was very interesting what they did. It was actually pretty cool.
Well, they played eight games.
Yep.
They had 2 more weeks left to go in the season. They didn't make it. They folded.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? They had people who had placed bets on the futures for winning the championship, just like they do for the NFL. The NFL's not going to fold, but the AAF did.
Mm-hmm.
So what FanDuel did was they took a look at what the standings were, and they declared the Orlando Apollos the AAF champions.
So according to FanDuel and anyone who uses their sportsbook, the Orlando Apollos are the AAF champions. And correct me if I'm wrong, they also declared Steve Spurrier Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
So I guess if they have a futures bet on that.
I didn't even know that was even going to be part of the first year of the AAF, that they were going to be doing something like that. But it's I guess they did try and structure like the NFL, and also the AAF. Also, any straight wager, future wagers on the AAF for the Apollos they paid out.
See, that was cool. I mean, they just didn't say they're the champions and just declared them a fake trophy. No, they paid out the straight future bets, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they took care of the AAF people, and hopefully the XFL has a better chance of succeeding next year because they're coming out in 2020. And, there's always talk about the former AAF people joining the XFL's front office so that, mistakes that were made in the AAF don't happen in the XFL. So we'll see what happens with that. Another little interesting thing that happened this past week or so, Puerto Rico, a U.S. U.S. property, I guess you can call it.
A territory.
Yeah. They introduced legislation for legalized sports betting on the island.
Wow, that'd be great.
They had 2 studies commissioned. Both of them said that both physical and online could generate $44 and $62 million annually for the island.
Now, I don't know too much about Puerto Rico. Are they going to do the model that the lottery will control it? Do they do the model? I don't know if they have casinos.
They haven't gotten to the point of who's going to control what. They got to do a restructuring of the island's governments and all that other stuff, and also the public policy with regards to gambling on the island.
Well, I hope they work it out.
Yeah, and a couple other states to keep an eye out for in terms of legislation. I just want to give you a quick rundown of what's going on. Tennessee. Their sports betting bills are running forward. It's mobile only, no land-based ties.
Okay.
Same thing with Massachusetts, which just had Governor Baker introduce legislation to do that too. Mobile only, no betting, no land-based ties.
See, that's very surprising for Massachusetts because you don't think of Massachusetts having casinos, but they do have casinos. They have what? They have two casinos right now.
And they have technically a third that may be stripped soon.
I don't know about the Wynn Encore, or what is it called now? The Encore Boston Harbor project or whatever. But no, they have casinos. I'm surprised they're not tying it into the casino licenses.
I'm thinking this has something to do with the Encore Boston situation.
Interesting. Well,
because you don't want to tie having a whole. You'd have to go restructure the law if this passes with a land-based tie to it, and you don't have enough regulation or land-based casinos to go around. This had to be DraftKings pushing some of this, too.
Sure, yeah. No, DraftKings has a new headquarters in Boston.
That's what I'm saying, that they had to have a little hand in all of this. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I think that's the right move. North Carolina is only going to be allowing sports betting in Indian casinos in their area.
Okay.
That's moving ahead through the House now to the Senate. Ohio introduced legislation that is going to be land-based and run only by the lottery.
Okay.
And Indiana, land-based only. They had a version of their bill with mobile in it, and it got stripped out.
Which is stupid.
It was the only way it would pass.
That's ridiculous. I can't believe look, mobile, I mean, speaking for New Jersey, mobile makes up 80% of the revenue from sports betting.
Yep.
So why would you take it out of your sports betting meal, and why wouldn't you vote for it?
There's a lot of people against mobile sports betting.
Very strange.
Exit 2.
Going over to the eSports situation here, or going over to eSports, we have a couple new events going on and also some new terminology we may have to learn. For TV and radio, we have Nielsen's, PPMs, and radio has the AQH, which is the average quarter-hour listener measurement for how a show is doing. The esports industry is now starting to use what's called the AMA. It's the average audience at any given moment.
Okay.
It's basically you take a sample of your stream and who's on it, at any given time during a broadcast.
Well, wouldn't that be easy to see? I mean, the way you watch eSports is through your computer, and can't they see who's logging in or looking at it, or the people know? I don't know anything about computers.
Again, it's a matter of how they're logging in.
Okay.
IP addresses are different everywhere. You also may have people logging on, logging off, logging on, logging off, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So, this is something new. It's not a definite that this is the standard everyone's going to be using to measure.
And this is like a worldwide thing, right?
Yeah, this is basically you're starting to see the formation of Nielsen ratings for esports broadcasts. And this is really for advertising and sponsors, more so than anything else. Not for the growth of the industry. The industry is growing like crazy.
Sure. They're getting a lot of sponsors. They're getting a lot of important people owning teams.
But the problem is when it comes to getting sponsors and advertisers,
you can't measure.
Exactly. You don't know. You don't know exactly where your advertising is reaching. So that's one of the new things that's happening. You have also Geico getting into the esports industry by teaming up with E-League to do an amateur tournament series.
See, that's huge. I see Geico everywhere. I mean, I can't turn on the TV without seeing a Geico ad in the first 3 minutes.
No, and even on some of the streams now. As soon as you click on a stream, like on YouTube or even Twitch, you see it's Geico right away.
Really, I got to tell you, I said I was going to do it, but I don't know how to do Twitch. Is it twitch.com? And
Twitch.
I just take a look at things?
Some of these things are on there already. I mean, they're just in the system.
I got to take a look at this stuff. So Geico's going to have a tournament series?
An E-League tournament, amateur series, no pros. Anyone can play, just sign up and get into the online qualifiers, and they're going to stream it through the E-League and the Geico Twitch channels.
Okay.
Geico has their own Twitch channel.
Yeah, I guess so now. Yeah.
So, it's and I may watch this because I remember this game, Street Fighter.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, wait. Was that the... No, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one.
You're thinking of Mortal Kombat.
Body blow.
Oh, no, that's Mike Tyson's Knockout.
Oh, okay. I love that one.
No, that's
body blow,
an arcade
body
game.
blow.
That was not a two-player game.
Okay.
So, but Street Fighter, they're going to be doing it. Street Fighter 5 is the game they're going to be using. This is going to run from September 1st to the 4th at PAX West in Seattle.
Okay.
Which is a huge arena for this stuff. They're going to have, a 32-player field, and they're going to do it like the March Madness brackets.
Okay, so they're going to have like tournaments that you play culminating in this big thing.
Right.
Okay.
Basically, it's run just like the college basketball season.
Okay, good.
And the prize pool has yet to be announced, so we'll see exactly what
with
happens.
Geico involved, there's some cash going to be involved.
Well, you don't know who else is going to jump on this.
Sure.
I mean, as soon as you get a main brand, other brands come on too.
And once you figure out how to track your audience, like your last story there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And last but not least, in the esports industry, the U.S. is going to have another new online, OTT, whatever you want to call it, streaming 24/7 esports channel called ESR.
ESR. So that's going to be a channel just about esports.
It's going to be carried by Sinclair Broadcasting.
Now, let me ask you
something.
Who
also, just so you know, is one of the ones working with VSIN for distribution.
Sure.
So there's going to be, I'm starting to see some overlapping in some of these industries.
Oh, there's going to be widespread betting pretty soon on this stuff. But when you say OTT, are you talking about like Apple Television, Roku, and things like that?
OTT stands for over the top.
Over the top.
And that's exactly it. Roku. Basically, you see when you have the Roku device or the Apple TV device sitting on top of the TV,
because they
over the top.
They have a little sticker that you can put the device on top.
Over the top.
Over the top. I get it.
So
is this channel going to be? I mean, there are some channels that I see on Roku now where you put it on, but you see people playing.
That's it.
Is this going to be like that?
Well, there's also going to be, and the one thing this is unique about it, it's the first English language network.
All right.
There's no 24/7 network dedicated in English to esports. They have stuff in Latin America. They have stuff
really? I
overseas.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. This one's going to be. It's going to have esports contents, including tournaments, live events, highlight shows, docu-series, reality shows, talk shows.
Interesting.
So
all right.
It's going to be a full-fledged network dealing just with esports. And, Sinclair's always been making waves in the last couple of months here, 6 to 8 months, and they continue to do that. So, it's nice seeing Sinclair helping support an industry that's constantly growing.
Exit 3.
I really hate doing political stuff.
Okay.
But I'm going to do a political story here. Right. And it may or may not really have that great of an effect on anything. It's more annoying than anything, I think, for a lot of baseball fans, to be honest with you. The Trump administration declared a deal that was made in December between Major League Baseball and the Cuban Baseball Federation. The deal that it's not even half a year old now. It was about 4 months, 5 months old. Would have allowed Cuban athletes to play in this country without having to defect from Cuba.
Well, look, they were taking great risks to themselves trying to get over to the U.S. and defecting. I think this was a way to safely try and play baseball in the United States, and this could have some problems with human rights problems and things like that. So
that was the reasoning by the Trump administration.
It'd be
human trafficking.
No, well, I'm talking about human rights. I mean, putting yourself in danger.
Now it's going to have other issues.
Trying to get over, but no, this is probably not good.
That was one of the reasonings behind them killing this deal.
Yeah,
human trafficking issues. But when the part of the deal, I thought this was actually really fair. Major League Baseball, or the clubs of Major League Baseball, if they had a Cuban player, they would have to pay a fee to the Cuban Baseball Federation.
Sure.
And I thought that was probably a really fair thing to do. It was almost like 25% of the signing bonus going to the Federation. But the question the Trump administration had is because the Cuban Baseball Federation may or may not be part of the Cuban government. In their eyes, it is.
Yeah. According to the Obama administration,
it wasn't.
The deal, it wasn't part of the government, so you can make this deal. I guess Trump is saying, no, they're part of the government,
right?
So you can't make this deal.
Yeah,
so it's illegal. So
and Trump is cutting pretty much all ties as much ties as possible with Cuba.
Yeah, but you're putting a lot of people in danger who are trying to play baseball, who are trying to make a better life. But
yeah, I really thought this was actually a good deal. It really didn't even affect politics too much.
What was a good deal?
To be what the Major League Baseball had worked out under the Obama administration.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
So Trump declared it illegal, and the deal is over.
Exit 4.
All right, our last exit of the day. Well, baseball season's in full swing.
Yep, especially minor league too.
Well,
I guess they start later.
Well, this is what I want to talk about because you got all the major league stuff. They do their promotions and all that, and they're kind of just normal promotions. I think we had a story. I think it was a week or two ago about the Florida the Florida minor league team that had the illegal axe night or whatever that was.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. The Florida,
breaking Florida weird laws.
They were going to break a weird law every night,
weekend. No, every inning.
Every inning. Okay,
yeah.
Right.
So they had 9 laws to break.
Okay,
got to find out how that went because it was. I think it was not too long ago, about a week ago. They had it or something. But I took a look around and I came across a whole series of interesting ones in New England.
Okay,
the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. Every Sunday will become the Mountain Men this year.
Any reason why?
Because it's honoring the fallen mountain man in the mountain.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, people who don't know, if you have quarters
or stamps
or quarters about New Hampshire, and when they started doing the different states on the back of quarters, the first one New Hampshire had was the Old Man in the Mountain, which was a rock formation that looked like the profile of an old man. But it was how many years ago? That 10 years ago must have fell down because of a storm.
It slid down.
I mean, did they put it back up?
No.
Nope. But it just fell off the fell off the mountain.
Yep.
So I guess they're going to remember that. I guess.
Yeah. So they're going to be doing stuff for the mountain called the Mountain Men every Sunday.
Okay.
Hartford Yard Goats. Sure. Not to be outdone, are going a step further here. They're going to play as the River Hogs, the Los Chivos de Hartford, and then the Steamed Cheeseburgers.
Well, steamed cheeseburgers are pretty famous in, I'm not sure if it's Hartford or New Haven.
It's in Connecticut.
It's in Connecticut. I'm not sure if it's Hartford or New Haven because they have this thing where I guess it's one of the oldest hamburger joints in the country where they steam their hamburgers. They don't fry them; they steam them. It's very interesting. I haven't tried one yet. They look pretty good.
Yeah, so they're going to be doing stuff like that. Then you go up to Portland, Maine, the Sea Dogs.
Which are Red Sox, right?
Red Sox AA affiliate.
Okay.
They're going to be playing as the Maine Whoopie Pies on June 21st.
Now, are Whoopie Pies from Maine? I didn't know Whoopie Pies originated in Maine.
The Whoopie Pie is a New England treat. Depends on who you ask. According to Yankee Magazine, I looked it up. It is a Maine invention. Basically, it's a round devil dog.
Yeah.
For those of you outside of New England.
In the Mid-Atlantic, you have the devil dogs.
Yeah, Drake's Cakes.
Drake's.
So they're going to be doing that, and they also are going to be having a couple other interesting nights. They're going to have, on April 20th, the Flannel Day.
Okay.
Not only will they be having an axe-throwing bar.
Can I say this is the dumbest thing in the world? They have one of these in Philadelphia. It's a bar where you can go and throw axes. Yeah. That's the last thing you want to do is mix alcohol and throwing axes.
They're gaining popularity across the country.
I guess so. I'm nuts.
They're going to have the axe-throwing bar, which is also going to have free lessons on how to throw the axes before the game. And they're going to have fans wearing flannel are going to be able to participate in the flannel fashion show. They're going to have prizes of most flannel, most shirts worn.
Most shirts worn? I mean...
Layers.
Oh, layered. You can layer them. Okay.
And best overall. And not to be outdone, at the end of July, they're going to have the Witchcraft and Wizardry Night. Wow. So I don't know no information on what that's going to be. Can I mention about this
flannel? And you're talking about summertime, but let me tell you something. It gets mighty cold up in Maine in the summertime, so you can wear flannel all year round.
Unless this is an afternoon game.
Yeah. Well, it's still pretty cold.
Well, and last but not least, the Fisher Cats, the AA affiliate of the Toronto Blue Jays, and the reigning Eastern League champions.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
They're going to be having a few different things. Pace of Play Night on April 8th.
I don't even know what that means. Is it a play clock?
They just had that, and they did not disclose what they did on that night. It was something about speeding up, going through the gates, getting through the different turnstiles. All the food servers were quicker.
Oh,
all that stuff.
That's nice.
Obsolete Night was on April 10th.
Okay.
Which is, and they're going to be having Meme Monday on May 13th.
That's the only thing I understand what that could possibly be.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're going to have on August 16th the Ron Burgundy-themed Stay Classy New Hampshire Night.
Okay. All right.
So, there was a whole bunch of other ones.
I got to tell you, I said it before, there's nothing like the promotions of minor league baseball. I think they do a great job in promoting the sport. I think they do a great job of getting the fans involved. And let me tell you something. The food at these stadiums are outstanding, I think. Well, Whoopie Pie Night, how can you beat that?
Well, again, you also have down in New Jersey, where we're from, the Trenton Pork Roll.
Sure, pork roll.
Which is really the Trenton Thunder.
Well, for people who don't know, that's if you had Canadian bacon and salted it up, that's pork roll.
Really salted it up.
Really salted it up.
Yeah, that's a
breakfast, lunch, and dinner was served to us growing up in Jersey. So
it's an every-purpose meat.
Yep.
So, but everyone has certain things, and check out your minor league teams. They have some of the best promotions out there, and they're always fun to go out and see and hang out in the ballparks, and it's cheap too. If you don't want to spend gobs of money like going to like a Red Sox game,
sure,
go to the Green Monster guys up in AA over there, the Sea Dogs.
Yep,
they're a lot cheaper. Hartford Yard Goats, I've seen $5 tickets.
Really, I didn't know they were that cheap.
Yeah, they play at Duncan Park too.
Okay, yeah. Well, I wonder if they have Dunkin' Donut nights. They like donuts or coffee.
That I don't know. I doubt Dunkin' would do that. Quite honestly.
Well, I just want to remind you, today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And to get in touch with us over here at Turnpike Sports, you can call or text us at 609-512-5910. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Turnpike Sports. info@turnpikesportsradio.com is our email address. You can don't forget to order your International Bikini Team calendars for 2019. info@internationalbikini-team.org. Hurry up and get those. That's how you can get the ordering information. Just email them. You can catch the show on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV through our content distribution with Binge Networks. Head on over to iTunes and subscribe to the podcast. It's also distributed by iHeartMedia, Stitcher Radio, and you can also catch the shows on YouTube.
And stick around because we're going to be talking about the greatest golf tournament in the world, according to us. Of course, we're talking about the Masters. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from Turnpike Sports with this week's Bet Flash. Last week, the Nevada Gaming Commission agreed to revoke its 34-year order of not allowing sportsbooks to offer betting on professional baseball played within the state. This move happened prior to the start of the season of the new minor league Las Vegas Aviators. A spokesperson for minor league baseball said they are concerned with the move since the minor leagues are for the development of both players and umpires. William Hill Sportsbook announced that a bettor placed an $85,000 wager on Tiger Woods to win the Masters. The odds are 14-1, and if Woods wins, the payoff would be over $1.1 million. For William Hill, it's the biggest liability on an individual golf wager in the book's history. And finally, everyone knows that the Alliance of American Football League has stopped operations, but that hasn't stopped FanDuel Sportsbook from declaring a champion. According to FanDuel, the champion is the Orlando Apollos, and Steve Spurrier is the AAF Coach of the Year. FanDuel also stated they will pay out all straight future bets on the Apollos as winners. Little closure courtesy of FanDuel. From the seaside to the desert, from the betting lines to the sites online, Turnpike Sports has got you covered. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports.
We'll get back to Turnpike Sports in a minute, but I want to talk to you about New Jersey's newest and I think best sportsbook, PointsBet.com. That's right, PointsBet has it all. Spread betting, moneyline betting, prop bets, you name it, you'll find it at PointsBet. And you can bet from anywhere in New Jersey using your mobile device. It's the only place with points betting where every point matters because every point pays. Now, PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in the state. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE. That's PIKE, and you'll get a $50 bonus bet plus 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. It's the preferred sports book of Allen Iverson and Darrelle Revis. They even had the Revis Betting Academy hosted by NFL great Darrelle Revis. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet. Stay sharp. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And 6 extra special bonus items that are sure to rev your engine, pique your curiosity, and even blow you away. Plus, free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. Go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus the 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. That's BABE16, because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.
We'll get right back to the show, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about Bean Genius. How would you like your coffee delivered right to your door every month, maybe 2 times a month? Well, now that can happen with Bean Genius. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country at beangenius.com. And Bean Genius actually learns their customers' individual taste preferences, then suggests future coffee blends for them. Well, how do they do that? Well, this is the cool thing about Bean Genius. Over at beangenius.com, they use an algorithm which learns the coffee flavors you like and then pairs up what you like with the coffee that they have in stock. And it's all based upon you. Every time you order,
the system learns. The system learns your preferences as you go along and order more and more coffee. And now, all our listeners at Turnpike Sports can get a special offer. You head on over to beangenius.com/subscription, and you'll be able to get 10% off your purchase when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. That's 10% off at beangenius.com/subscription with promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. beangenius.com, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day.
No way.
I'll give you 3-1 odds.
Nope.
5-1.
Nope.
10-1.
You're on.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. I have to ask you, is there any better weekend in the spring when you're watching the Masters? There's no better weekend in the spring. Do you agree?
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't watch golf on TV.
I love the
Now
Masters.
I will.
I love the Masters. And you know what? Already someone made a crazy bet on the Masters.
Right off the bat.
A crazy record-breaking bet on the Masters.
Record-breaking for one sportsbook.
A record-breaking liability for one sportsbook. Doug, why don't you, tell everyone
yesterday, April,
it's all about
2 days ago, April 9th. We're taping on Wednesday, so it'll be released Thursday. So on April 9th, a bettor placed an $85,000 wager on Tiger Woods to win the 2019 Masters tournament. It was placed at 14-1 odds. In Southern Nevada, one of the Southern Nevada William Hill sports books.
So they didn't tell you what sports book it was. That was the William Hill's press release, right?
Yeah. I'm reading this off their press release. The result would be a net win of $1.19 million.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
And that's a record. That's a record liability on one single golf
William
bet.
Hill U.S.
Wow.
So it's not William Hill history. It's William Hill U.S. history.
Okay. Wow. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. No. It's a lot of people. Are starting to get back on the Tiger bandwagon.
Yeah. No. Hey. It's it'd be the feel good story of the Masters, but
when was his last?
It's
win?
14-1. It's 14-1 for a reason.
Yeah. When was his last win though? I mean, it's been a while since he's actually even been close to winning a Masters, isn't it?
You know what? Let me tell you something. After I saw this bet and the news report, I went to some sports books and I wanted to see what they were doing for I guess the Tiger effect. Is that what we're doing?
Here you go. I just looked it up.
Yep.
He hasn't won it in 14 years.
Okay. Yeah. So here's some of the. I took a look. Here's the Tiger Woods tournament specials for one sports book. Can I give the name of the sports book?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm looking at FanDuel Sportsbook. If he gets a bogey-free round one, the odds are plus 2,000, which means you bet $1, you'll win $200 if he doesn't get a bogey in the first round. And same thing as the bogey-free second round. So some of these numbers are insane. So, sure, it might be good to take a little flyer on this, but $85,000 is that's a lot.
That's a lot of trust in Tiger Woods there. So I don't know if I would even look at doing that. I mean, I'm looking at some of these other ones here.
It's interesting. I told you the first two rounds.
Yeah.
If Tiger has a bogey-free round 4, it's plus 1,000. If he has a bogey-free round 3, it's plus 1,400, which is I would think they'd all be the same number, but I guess they're not.
No, they're all, you have to look at them really closely. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Everyone's got different props out there.
I love the prop bets on the Masters.
I like this one. I don't think this is. I'm not going to put any money on this, but it's an interesting one. A 54 hole leader wins the tournament, so that's wire to wire.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
So that's at
there was one you
125.
told me about that. The over under of how many people are under par or something like that.
Here we go. A number of players finishing under par. One sportsbook had it at over-under of 17.5.
I like that one.
It's different.
It's different, yeah. That's
Also, here's an interesting one. I've been looking all around, and not just one particular sports book. Leading round one score, over under 65.5. That's actually not a bad one. I mean, I could see under.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And I think one of the best sports books out there is PointsBet. And by the way, this portion of Turnpike Sports is brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best.
That was a really interesting.
Did you notice I
segue
missed reading it beforehand?
Yes.
Yep. This portion of Turnpike Sports is brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in New Jersey. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE. That's PIKE, and you'll get a $50 bonus bet plus 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet. Stay sharp. It must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, and just for total transparency, we're going to be talking about prop bets that are not exactly on PointsBet, not exactly on FanDuel.
Sure.
We're looking at all different kinds, whatever caught our eye. I have another one that caught my eye. And you know how everybody for the Super Bowl does the coin toss?
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is the Masters equivalent of the coin toss. It's the ceremonial tee shot hit by Gary Player.
Okay.
The prop bet is Gary Player's ceremonial tee shot would hit the fairway, yes or no?
I hope yes. That's my feel-good bet of the Masters.
Well, from what I'm reading about
to hit
this,
yes.
It's almost a given that's going to be yes because the first hole's fairway is wider than all the other ones.
Oh, well, that's good.
So, and he practices, supposedly. He takes it seriously. He comes out.
Well, it's Gary Player. Of
yeah.
course he should take it seriously.
Yeah.
That's his life.
Well, he's actually a very competitive guy from what everyone's been saying about that. So, how about this one? Length of the winner's final putt.
Oh, wow. Is there an over-under?
Over-under of 3.5 feet.
Final putt, I'm going to say over.
Yep.
Because
consensus of what I've been seeing is over for that.
I like over in that. They all seem to be, from what I'm remembering, they all seem to be over 3.5 feet.
Well, here's another one. This one I saw on PointsBet and a couple other places. All 4 rounds in the 60s.
See, that's almost impossible. I mean, that's legendary status if you do that.
I mean,
Has anyone done that? When was the last person who's done that?
Here's an analysis of this. We've seen guys come so close to shooting 4 rounds in the 60s at Augusta. Palmer did it. He won by 6 strokes in 64, but he shot a 70 in the final round. Which
it's almost impossible.
Tiger Woods and David Duval sort of came close. Fred Couples did a 70 in the final round, too.
See, that's how legendary hitting in the 60s all 4 rounds is. They're telling you about guys who came close. They're remembering guys who came close, so that's almost impossible to do. So I'd stay away from that one.
Well, if you want to throw $1 down, $2 down.
Well, how much were the odds?
Any player to have all 4 rounds in the 60s, plus 850.
See, I thought that'd be more. I'd really thought that would be a lot more because that's like I said, that's almost impossible to do.
Well, yeah, I may throw some money on that one. It's an interesting bet. It'll make it interesting. It'll make me watch all 4 rounds.
Sure, absolutely.
But there's a whole bunch of different things. I mean, as for picking the winner, I'm not doing Tiger Woods.
No.
No.
I might do some of these props that you're talking about. First round score over 70.5.
I'd do an under. Is that any player or is that somebody?
That's Tiger Woods.
Oh, no.
You're talking about that.
I'm not doing Tiger Woods at all.
You're not doing Tiger Woods at all?
I am doing a Tiger Woods free Masters. I mean, I the guys over at SI.com, great article, by the way, on analyzing the players and who to pick and all that stuff in terms of putting money down and betting on them. They said one of the picks they would go with to win is Justin Thomas.
Sure, yeah, I heard that too. I mean, I can tell you, I'm on a sports book right now, and I think Rory McIlroy was one of the top outright betting So, it's very interesting to see. I like got leader after round one. It's still Rory McIlroy. I guess that's Rory McIlroy is...
Rory McIlroy is the favorite.
favorites.
Yeah, and also Dustin Johnson.
So what did the SI say?
SI said, Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas. It's plus 2,000.
Right here I got plus 1,800.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, you got to shop around.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. That's important. That shows different places have different odds.
Here we go. I'm looking at PointsBet. I just hopped onto them again. Dustin Johnson is plus 1,100 to win.
I got plus 1,100 too.
Justin Thomas is plus 1,600.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's something different too. So
yeah. So
for them, Dustin Johnson is the favorite.
Rory McIlroy plus 750.
I guess he's the favorite across the board, huh?
Yeah, I'm surprised they have Jordan Spieth that far down. Everybody's got him like further down than
I have him fourth.
See, I got one place has him sixth, another place has him eighth. Tommy Fleetwood always seems to be in the mix of everything. So I may throw some money down on him for plus 2,500.
Interesting. That's
I don't think he's a winner.
Probably not.
But take a shot.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and if you see a long shot you like, do it.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of just shopping around and getting the right value for it.
Well, I just want to remind everyone that this portion of Turnpike Sports was brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in New Jersey. Go to PointsBet.com and sign up using our promo code PIKE. That's PIKE. And you'll get a $50 bonus bet plus 2 risk-free bets up to $1,000. So sign up today at PointsBet.com using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet. Stay sharp. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, that'll do it this week. Everybody enjoy the Masters. Enjoy the NHL playoffs. Enjoy the NBA playoffs coming up.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll have a bunch of things to talk about with those happening pretty soon.
I'm pretty sure you're going to hear some horror stories on some of the stupid bets I put down on, so it should be interesting.
I'd be curious to see, after seeing the Lakers fire their coach, or Magic Johnson walking away, I want to see who the next brick to fall is here.
Yeah, it's got to be the coaching staff. I think from what I heard, from when all the coaching staff heard that Magic Johnson was going to do that impromptu press conference, that's when they thought, oh, okay, our jobs are done.
They're going to be gone too.
Yeah, probably.
As we're recording this, they're being fired as
we speak.
Because we don't have the sports networks on right now. But yeah, the Lakers coaching staff basically gave up halfway through the season.
Yeah,
that was a lost season all around.
I mean, the Lakers will be back. They're such a great franchise.
Not next year.
They'll turn it around. They'll somehow turn it around. They'll get some crazy free agent or a couple of free agents, and everything is going to turn around again.
Well, with GM LeBron James there.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, have a great week, everyone. See you next time on the Turnpike.